Welcome to Lit Mode. If you are watching this video, means you are serious about your SEBI Grade A preparation, which is scheduled on 17th of January 2021. Now, this is the second part of the SEBI Top 200 GK. As you already know, that there will be 4 sections in the phase 1, paper 1, where GK will be of 20 questions constituting total 25 marks. So you can assume that from this series, from these 200 questions, you will easily get very good marks in GK. So do watch this video with full concentration, and the part 1 is already uploaded, and you can go to the I button at the right hand side top and you can watch that particular video. Now, before going to the first question, I want to tell you the story of an aspirant. So I was talking to an aspirant today, and he is working as a scale 2 RRB officer, but still he was very anxious about SEBI grade A job. So I wanted to know the reason ki why you want to leave RRB and go to SEBI, because RRB provides a home posting. Apart from that, you get a very means homely behavior because you are with your family and all those things. So I was really surprised why a scale 2 officer will move to SEBI. So his answer was like his work at RRB was not totally what he thought initially while joining. So basically his work is of recovery, planning how to recover the NPAs, going to field, from 9 a.m. to evening 8 p.m. He's having means he have to call at least 50 people. He receives at least 50 calls and a lot of paper and file work. So he is missing the city life. He is not finding a sense of belonging at RRB, and that's why he wanted to move to SEBI. Now the challenge for him was that the paper pattern had changed and he has not appeared for any mocks because of his tight schedule, and he was anxious that maybe he can miss the prelims also. So the good news is that Late Mode has launched the mock test as well as GK subscription is already on. So you can find the link in the mock test link in the description, and that's totally on the new pattern, means 20 questions into 4 sections. Each question carries 1.25 marks and the price is very affordable. Okay, so it's very affordable. Just go for it. Don't think twice. Let's move to the first question. RBI has asked the which of the following bank board to get shareholders approval before appointing JK Sivan as the next managing director and CEO of the bank. So JK Sivan is going to be the next MD and CEO of which bank? So the answer is Dhanlaxmi Bank. Now you can pause the video and attempt by your own before moving to the next question. So Dhanlaxmi Bank is headquartered at Thrissur. So Thrissur is a district in Kerala. So it's basically a private bank and headquartered at Thrissur. So we have seen in the recent past that headquarters has been asked for banks. So you should know this. So Dhanlaxmi Bank headquartered Thrissur and it's a private bank. Apart from that, Yes Bank. So let's talk about Yes Bank. So Yes Bank's CEO is, as you already know, who has been changed also, that is Prashant Kumar. So Prashant Kumar is the CEO of Yes Bank, and the chairman is Sunil Mehta. Now SBI, Dinesh Kumar Khera. Okay, so you know Dinesh Kumar Khera is SBI CEO. Now coming to Kotak Bank, Uday Kotak. Mr. Uday Kotak, the Asian banker, and recently Uday Kotak's chairman and CEO-ship was about to finish due to a regulatory rule, but that rule didn't allowed Uday Kotak to leave the chairman position, and currently the status is that he is the CEO of Kotak Bank. So Uday Kotak was not there he has basically not resigned because of that regulatory framework. Now there is one more bank left, which is ICICI Bank. So Sandeep Bakshi is the CEO of ICICI Bank. So Sandeep Bakshi. Okay, so all these 5 has been covered, and the headquarter of all these banks: Thrissur, Dhanlaxmi, ICICI Bank Mumbai, Kotak Bank Mumbai, SBI again Mumbai, Yes Bank Mumbai, and SEBI also Mumbai. So except Dhanlaxmi Bank, all these banks are in Mumbai, headquartered at Mumbai. So HDFC Bank, yes, there was a news today also like HDFC Bank. So CEO of HDFC Bank will be Atanu Chakrabarti. It's not confirmed, but the proposal has been said. And Atanu Chakrabarti was earlier in the finance ministry. He was basically the secretary in economic affairs. So Atanu Chakrabarti is going to be the next CEO. He is not the CEO, but yes, maybe in 2-3 days you will get the final news. So you can see over here also. So under the Companies Act 2013, Section 161, which grants the board of directors the power to appoint any person. So Companies Act, and this section is extremely important from the perspective of SEBI Grade A exam, because in recent exams we have seen that they have asked directly which act and which section will be applicable in this condition. So you should know. And the establishment year is 1927, as you can see over here, of Dhanlaxmi Bank. So this much information you gain from the first question. Let's move to the second question. Which cricketer has been declared by ICC as the ICC male cricketer of the decade? Now pause the video and try to solve it on your own. And the correct answer is obviously Virat Kohli. So Virat Kohli is the right answer. He is the ICC male cricketer of the year. Why? Because in the last decade, 2010 to 2020, he has scored more than 20,000 runs. Nobody has scored more than 20,000 runs in all three formats. Steven Smith has scored around 8,000 runs only. So you can see how much difference is here, around 3 times. So Joe Root, Ken Williamson, Fab 4. So you can see that Virat Kohli is leading a lot, and recently India also won the Melbourne Test. Now other list of awards which had been given to multiple cricketers. So MS Dhoni was given the ICC Spirit of Cricket Award for the decade because he allowed Ian Bell to play in the 2011 series India versus England. Apart from that, Virat Kohli has got the Sir Garfield Sobers Award for ICC Male Cricketer of the Decade. Ellis Perry. Now, Steven Smith is also important, but Virat Kohli is most important. This may be asked. And other question which is important, Dhoni question may be asked. Apart from that, Steven Smith is ICC Men's Test Cricketer of the Decade. So this can be also asked. Steven Smith is the Test Cricketer of the Decade. And Kohli is again Men's ODI Cricketer of the Decade. And rest of the thing are not so important. You can go through it, but there are very less chance that other things will be asked. But you should go through this at least once. Let's move to the question number 3. So question number 3 goes like, Narendra Modi inaugurated India's first driverless train on Delhi Metro's which line? So Delhi Metro has been distributed in different colors, okay? So all colors are in different: blue, yellow, magenta, pink. So on which route the driverless metro will run? So you have basically to answer this thing, okay? So try to attempt this question also. And yes, the correct answer is, as you can see from the color also, this magenta line will be the correct, okay? So magenta line is what driverless train will run. And again, this is very important from infrastructure purpose, because wherever there is less human possibility, there is more chances that wherever machine is there, there are less chances that accidents will happen. Human error is negligible over here there. And he has also launched the National Common Mobility Card, an interoperable transport facility that allows users to pay for travel, toll duties, retail shopping and withdraw money using one card. Prime Minister Modi also said that in 2014, only 248 kilometers of metro, means in 2014, only 248 kilometers of metro line was there in the country. And currently, it's around 750 kilometers as of now. And he is targeting it to again do like 1700 kilometers till 2025. So after 5 years, you will see it will be 1700 kilometers. So again, if you compare it with China, then it's very less. But yes, India is moving at its own pace because we are a democratic country, and you can see the status of Bullet project. Maharashtra is not giving the land. So here, if you want to do something, there are more people to stop you. That's why we are lagging behind a lot in infrastructure, because we don't have money. And if Japan gives us the helicopter money, still we have politicians who resists. And the logic is like, we are not having 80 crore people are not having 2 square meals. So how we can afford bullet train? So the answer is C. Industrial revolution is happening at very fast speed. If we will not catch up with China and USA, then we will be very means backward. Okay, what happened in 16th century? We were very backward, and England was very forward in industry. That's why they made us our colony. So if we will not be good in science, tech, infrastructure, then again any country can show us our status, and China is already doing that at Galwan Valley and Arunachal border, and we are just seeing that and doing nothing. Moving forward, question number 4. Recently, A68A is in news. What is called A68A? So, options are Iceland, giant fish, iceberg, torpedo, and submarine. So, the correct answer is it's an iceberg. So, you can see over here it's an iceberg, and on its journey, smaller icebergs have calved from the iceberg, and right now, the biggest section of the iceberg is called A68A and spans an area of 2600 square kilometer. So, this iceberg is named as A68A. Question number 5. SEBI launches DAS program to strengthen investor education framework, and the options are Satarkta, SEBI कहता है, STARS, SMARTS, Vigilant. So the correct answer is option D, which is SMARTS. Okay, so SMARTS is the correct answer, and SEBI has launched a SMART program to strengthen investor education framework. Okay, and SEBI is the regulatory of securities and commodity market in India, which is owned by the government of India. So SEBI is owned by government of India. It was established on 12th of April 1988 and given statutory powers on 30 January 1992. Okay, so these dates are important from SEBI perspective. Again, I think you should know the meaning of statutory powers. So I don't think I need to explain what is statutory. And Ajay Tyagi is the current SEBI chairman. Again, his tenure was extended. So Ajay Tyagi was to retire, but his tenure has been extended due to his good work. And SEBI कहता है is, if you replace it by RBI कहता है, then it just does the same thing like SMARTS does for SEBI. It's the program to strengthen the simple banking education and security education of small users or any user who use banking facility by RBI, where you see people like Ishan Kishan, Shahbaz Nadeem, Umesh Yadav explaining, KL Rahul explaining about RBI's scheme, means fraud and all those cybersecurity issues. Question number 6 is in front of you again. So SEBI has decided to tweak norms pertaining to -% minimum public shareholding for companies which undergo corporate insolvency and resolution process. There are 4 options. Now here you know a full form: corporate insolvency and resolution process. So similarly, like we have in banks NCLT and insolvency bankruptcy code, here you have corporate insolvency and resolution process, and it's a CIRP. So in exam you may be asked what is R in CIRP. So you should be ready for that. So tell me what's the minimum public shareholding percentage over here from these options. And the correct answer is 25%, option A. 25% is the correct answer. And CIRP, corporate insolvency resolution process, is a recovery mechanism for creditors. If a corporate becomes insolvent, okay, if it becomes insolvent, then a financial creditor, an operational creditor, or the corporate itself may initiate CIRP. Okay, understood? So that's the main essence. You can see here also, you can take the screenshot if you want to do so. Let's move to the next question, which is question number 7. For the mutual fund segment, the watchdog DAS also relaxed the profitability criteria and mandated minimum raise 100 crore net worth requirement for entities to become sponsors of mutual funds. So you have to select out of these Federal Bank, RBI, SEBI, Exim and NSSO, which is the correct option. So answer is obviously C, SEBI, as it has been mentioned watchdog. So who is the watchdog? SEBI and RBI only. So SEBI will be the correct answer. So you can see here also the first introduction of a mutual fund in India occurred in 1963 when the government of India launched Unit Trust of India. And after that, Unit Trust of India was dissolved and our other banks and SEBI was created. RBI is before our independence. RBI was constituted in 1930s. So it's an old institution. But SEBI is a very newer institution. Question number 8. SEBI has proposed to tweak several rules to encourage startups to go public and list on the so-called IGP. What is the full form of I in IGP? So options are investors, innovators, incubators, indicators, implementation. And the correct answer is option number B, which is innovators. So Security and Exchange Board of India in a notification dated 5 April 2019 amended the issue of capital and disclosure requirement and launched Innovation Growth Platform, erstwhile known as Institutional Trading Platform, for listing of issuers which are in intensive use of tech, IT, IP, data analytics, biotech or nanotech to provide products, services or business platforms with substantial value addition. So the full form of IGP is Innovators Growth Platform. It's a proposed rule to encourage startup to go public and list on the so-called IGP, because recently the founder of Naukri.com, Mr. Sanjeev Bikhchandani, told that Indian startup ecosystem is becoming a colony like East India Company. Why? Because in Indian startups around 70 to 80% of money is coming directly from China and USA. So sooner or later what we saw, like Flipkart was acquired by Walmart. So similarly we will see that Paytm will be acquired by Alibaba, and again maybe Jio will be acquired by Google. Less chances, but yes, Bharat Pay will be acquired by somebody, Ola will be acquired by Uber, so something like that. So Sanjeev Bikhchandani was very much distressed that Indian government should do something so that Indian startups doesn't forcefully need to depend on the money which is coming from foreign countries. And that's in that move, this thing is very good from SEBI. And a fun fact that SBI and LIC are having lots of money staying idle or doing nothing. So that money is redundant. And in China, those monies which are redundant in banks are used in startups. And China currently have more than 100 unicorns. And India has currently 35 unicorns. So you can see the difference 3 times. So that's why India should also do something so that our idle money is used for startups growth. Question number 9. Choose the correct option. So there are 5 statements written. You can go through these statements and take the correct answer. Which is the correct answer? Which is the correct option? Obviously, take your time. So these are basically related to ratings. So the correct option is option number E. All are correct. Okay. So ICRA, S&P, SBI, CRISIL all have predicted the India's GDP growth, and RBI has also predicted it to be minus 7.5%. It is bound to be negative because in first 2 quarters we have seen minus 23.9%, and again minus 7% of declination in the GDP. So we are going to see a declination, but what much it will be obviously in negative, but what it will be, we have to wait and watch. And in the 3rd quarter, the RBI and all the credit agencies are very positive that our economy will be in positive. Coming to the next question, the last question. RBI has imposed a monetary penalty of Rs 50 lakh on the Urban Cooperative Bank Limited in, so you have to tell the location where this Urban Cooperative Bank was situated. So the correct answer is Kerala. So after the Yes Bank crisis, PMC crisis, again urban cooperative banks are also under RBI, and they have charged a penalty of 50 lakh on Urban Cooperative Bank Limited in Kerala. So this is the 10th question, and you can go to the description link and you can find the mock test link also, plus GK subscription link also. So GK subscription of SEBI is separately also provided. If you want SEBI plus RBI grade B, so you can go for that also. Apart from that, our descriptive course is also launched, so you can go and subscribe to our descriptive English course for SEBI and RBI. So it's very affordable and the best in the market. So if you watch this video till the end, and if you like the content, so do remember to like the button. Okay, do remember to like this video, because that adds and motivates to basically research and try to get more relevant questions for all you people. Apart from that, don't forget to subscribe the channel, because if you will not subscribe and ring the bell, then you will not get the next video which we will update. Okay, so to not miss the video, do subscribe. And we are there in Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere. So go to the description, get added to us with at any social media channel, and there is some bonus knowledge also for you. So recently a cybersecurity threat was there in Pentagon, USA. So that was basically done by cyber criminals from Russia, and the Orion software was basically impacted, and that hack was named as SolarWinds software. Okay, So basically what it did was, there is Orion software, okay, and that was used by around 420 companies, Fortune 500 companies out of 500. Now hackers targeted Orion software, and they sent a push notification to all those users like this software needs update. So everybody updated, and when they updated, then a malware was installed. A malware or Trojan horse was installed in the computer, and using that they hacked all the datas. Okay, so the gravity of the hack is very serious, and you can see here also. So San Francisco cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike has revealed that the suspect Russian hacker who broke into a series of US government agency and enterprises via compromising SolarWinds software aimed to attack its network. At least 24 big companies, including tech giants like Intel, Cisco, VMware, Nvidia, suffered part of the SolarWinds hack, allegedly orchestrated by Russia-backed cybercriminals. Why Russia-based cybercriminals? Because only Russia has the infrastructure of this much scale to attack any country like USA or India or China. Any other country don't have this much of infrastructure to directly attack Fortune 500 companies like this. And the second question is, Jharkhand is set to replace the Prime Minister's Narendra Modi insurance scheme for farmers with its own crop relief scheme to be launched on December 29. Jharkhand's Kisan Fasal Rahat Yojana will take 3 months to come into effect. So basically we are seeing that India is a federal structure, having a democracy which is a federal structure. So states like West Bengal, Jharkhand, Punjab, Kerala, many a times these states oppose the central government also, and they try to bring their on schemes. Like in West Bengal, till now the Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana has not been implemented. So these things are I'm sorry, these things are beneficial for our country or not. Do comment in the comment box. So I will go through your comment and want to see your view. So thank you for watching the video. Do like the video, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and God bless you all. Good luck for the final exam, and do wait for the third part of the video. Stay warm, stay happy.